and for being here with us this afternoon. I have with me Dr. Jennifer Vegno, who you know is our Director of the Health Department here in the City of New Orleans. Of course, with us also is Winston Reed, who is the Director of Code Enforcement and the convener of our enforcement task force that crosses multiple departments throughout the City of New Orleans on that ground. I also have Superintendent Tim McConnell with the New Orleans Fire Department that will be touching on some information I wanted to share, along with our City Attorney, Ms. Sunny LaBeouf. You'll hear from them as well. But right now, I'm coming to you today. I'm announcing an additional restriction to be put in place given the rise in case numbers and large gatherings over the past 2 weeks, but more importantly, with a real focus on getting our kids back into the classroom. And you know, with the New Orleans Public Schools, I stood with the leadership there on Tuesday outlining their plans for the start of school being distant learning. At that press conference, I also mentioned that the focus that this city needs to have, and quite frankly, is on our children. And when we are focused on our young people, our children, we bring everything else right along with us and where we need to be. So with that, since we've moved to phase 2, the city has seen an unfavorable trend with the COVID-19 virus. This is something that we have been communicating to you all and to the public since we started into phase 2. We've also since then kind of rolled back a little bit. We called it phase 1.5 because we had to do some further restrictions as we noticed again the uptick in positive cases in our city. But you know what? Almost doubling the daily average cases to approximately twice the threshold size of 50 cases per day. Increase in positivity rate from 2 to 3% to over 6% in Orleans Parish. A more than doubling of the COVID positive hospitalization rates with overall saturation of the local health care system. We know that we are receiving, and we are happy to do that, but we have an increased overflow burden as it relates to us receiving residents from around the state of Louisiana and even the state of Mississippi. It's a clear indication that we have returned to widespread community transmission. We want to stay on the right track. We took a dip, but I have really the faith and the confidence in the residents of the city of New Orleans as it relates to where we are, where we need to be, focusing on children, getting them back into the classroom. And therefore today, I am going to be starting as of tomorrow, 6 a.m., all bars and restaurants in the city of New Orleans will be prohibited from selling take-out alcohol beverages. So what this essentially will mean is that bars will be closed throughout Orleans Parish. We understand the impact that this is having on our bar community. We do understand. That's one of the reasons in terms of us moving into phase 2. We were very much focused also on our economy and those industries that make up the economy. And we know that our bar community has been a part of that. Unfortunately, we have seen the negative impacts that has had on the city of New Orleans, and quite frankly, we're seeing the impacts that it has had on other parts of our country, both those that did go forward with opening bars, even minimally. We did minimal. However, the impact was there, but we saw it, and it's a real thing. So I'm having to do this again, 6 a.m. Tomorrow. The sale of takeout alcohol of bars will come to an end until we move into a better position of public health in the city of New Orleans. And quite frankly, as I mentioned from the start of this, Our goal is to get our children back into that classroom as soon as possible. Every day, not in a seat, it does matter. Even as we are focusing on providing supportive services to our school community, to parents and families, while they will start the school utilizing distant learning. I'm also announcing more restrictions as it relates to limiting the gathering size to 10 as it was in phase 1. Again, we have seen the uptick in positive cases that are directly aligned with bars, directly aligned with large gatherings. I'm hoping that this will prevent the large gatherings and activities, even that we have been seeing along Bourbon Street, for example. It has gotten out of control. We're announcing also, I like to, you have a little stick, but I try to create a carrot where I can and look for a silver lining or a win-win every step and every chance that I get. So over the course of last night, working thoroughly with my CAO, Gilbert Montano, we are announcing a new incentive grant program for restaurants to support and expand their operations. Now, while I'm not rolling back a capacity for restaurants, I am encouraging our restaurant community to really think about expanding their outdoor capacity. You know that in the beginning, as we moved into opening restaurants, I relaxed the process relative to utilizing public rights of way, and even as it relates to businesses utilizing private property that may be adjacent to their restaurant. Well, this is wanting to kind of take it a step just a step further with providing individual grants up to $6,000, making them available to our local restaurants and other businesses that wish to add or expand their outside dining. This funding will allow for any physical improvements needed for outside dining. So whether that can be, tables, chairs, tents, a misting system to keep people cool, any types of innovative and creative ideas that we know that our restaurant community that they've been thinking about, and some have also been doing it. But this is a way for us to meet them where they are with some funding to make that happen for their business, expanding again curbside, as well as moving our plans for streeteries throughout the city of New Orleans. The program will begin with the piloting curbside dining and parklets in 5 to 7 commercial corridors over the coming month. And then the program will expand citywide from there. The city has already, as I mentioned earlier, waived permitting and inspection fees to expand outdoor seating. This will again be ongoing. For the purpose of this program, I will say that it will be approximately at the start of it $250,000 in funding that we are making available right now. While we're in a pinch, in a real fiscal and financial crunch, we have to be smart about it. And being smart about it means that coming up with creative ideas to help our restaurants out, businesses, keeping the economy going the best way that we know how, given the constraints being demonstrated by COVID-19. We are launching the city's virtual Build NOLA small business training program in partnership with Delgado and other local and regional partners. We've been working on this. It is coming alive and we're excited. Registration opens today and will continue through August 24th, of course, 2020. Entrepreneurs and small business owners can register at www.buildnola2020.com. This is live today, so it's exciting. The city has and will continue to support our local small businesses who are the backbone, quite frankly, of the city of New Orleans. We know that, we feel that, we see that, and we see you, meaning small business owners in our community. It is important that we extend support and assistance as it relates to aiding them in fueling not only their recovery, but our recovery as we move through this pandemic. As I continue to say, what happens next truly depends on what we do right now.